Yeah, all right. Part of my personal practicing, certain way I practice personally for this kind of movement where it's like it's based on basically 8 directions, you know what I mean? And then you got 2 other directions, which would be down or up. You know what I mean? So you got all these different directions. It's almost like the Chinese had these different kind of boats, and they had these special kind of sails that they could basically sail 7 other directions, not just only one they could directly into the wind. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with this moving mechanism, okay? It's like there's always a way you'd move that's bad. That would be like directly into the wind. You wouldn't be, it's not good there. So it would be better to move in one of the other 7 directions. You know what I mean? So it was some better than others, but you could go from any of them. It's kind of like, there's a technique of that you come in and then you kind of come away and then you come back in, and then there's different directions you could take. You can zigzag or wobble. That's I've learned a lot about this from doing those post practices. There's also there's another way to look at it too. All right, you got the 8 directions, but there's another practice that I got too. It's basically it's 9 squares. It's like a 9 squared, like almost like a checkerboard. You know what I mean? And you think of all the different ways you could place your feet in these 9 squares. You know what I mean? It's just it's like it's a way to. I don't know. You get real. You develop these weird stepping patterns. I think there's only a few ways that you can step, but look, it's infinite in the amount of ways that you could do them in combination. Especially when you add in the other body movements, arms and hips and waist, shoulders, neck. Because I can even use my neck to steer my whole body by leaning. That's what I mean by wobble. I could come from the belly. You know what I mean? And use the belly in the direction I'm moving. Steer with the hands. Steer with the tips of the toes. Or with the heels for example. Lead with this part of the body. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of, because coming straight on square at something, this is a wide target. To come in sideways like that, it's skinnier. And plus, look, since there's more space from here to here, you also got a lot more momentum coming behind it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to this. This is thinner and spread out. This is more solid, but and it's skinnier, so you can slide into places that you couldn't get in straight forward. That's what I mean too. Because look, just like there's like forward, backwards, to the side, to the other side, diagonal, diagonal, backwards, diagonal, other direction, diagonal. There's all those different directions, but at the same time, your body can turn in all these different same directions, or at least a portion of them at all times. At least everyone should be able to get 180 degree. You know what I'm saying? Just straight backwards. You know what I mean? Some people might even be able to get more, because I can get 180 degree turn just from with my feet planted and spinning around. But I've practiced at that for a while. So, there's even with the arm, you got the 8 directions again, and then straight across, diagonals, straight up and down, down to up, 8 directions. You got your body will spin different directions. Feet, the hips, where your toes are pointed. So there's all these different like directions, man, and the more you maneuver around and stuff, and the more you practice at it, it's like you'll get good. I mean, it's just weird. Your center of gravity kind of gets bigger, or if you get off balance, something in your body somewhere else automatically knows how to compensate and redistribute the weight, and it's weird because I haven't been able to do it forever till I started practicing all this stuff. So these different directions, man, are it gives you a greater understanding of how to move, man. You can walk, and as you're walking forward, you could spin your feet all the way around and keep spinning them almost, dude. You could move your hips, and you can walk backwards as you were walking forward, or forward to backwards and side to side without taking a pause in your posture. You can just do it constant, one to the other, and back and around. I mean, I couldn't do all this type of stuff, a few years ago, but now it's like this twist, or even like, look, this shoulder's forward, now it's back. I can almost I can take this drop here and then push it out in this one. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that before. Or it's just I have a greater just control over my body mechanics, or even understanding. It's just like I know my body more intimately, man, than I ever have. I mean, that's from smashing every part of it up against something. You get to know you get to know yourself. Or when you get hit, when you get in a spot and hitting a weak point, you go, ah. I mean, you get to know yourself there. It's like, man, I didn't realize that was so susceptible till someone gave me a nice little pop in the rib or whatever. Or you can't get to know, like, when you do something extraordinary, by accident, and then it's like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. It's just, from all the circle walking, and then doing the post training, the multiple posts. It's like, yeah, I can turn on a dime, I can move backwards, sideways, forward, diagonally, in a circle. I can switch up my feet patterns. You know what I mean? I can half step. I can full stride. I can walk on my toes. I can roll and step over foot like this, and you see either direction. There's all these different. You can step like a moon. You step in towards your other foot, and then out, and in and back. There's all these different just ways you can do it. They're just normal things, and then really, but once you realize, that that's what you're doing to do what you're doing, and then practice to do it better, that's when you start leveling up. Like, just my ability to move, like even roll, fall, get back up, it just has increased. It's harder to knock me off balance because it's just, like I said, it's like a different part of my body will fight it, try to readjust to find just stay on a route, or to quickly recover if my route's cut, or if I lose my balance, if I get knocked off my feet, that's the route's cut. So it's like all this stuff is like, it's great, like weird for these little weird movements, man. It's good when you're around other people too, because you can just kind of maneuver around them. Like, personally, I always seek this spot on someone. I'll just slowly work my way around till I'm standing in their blind side. It's just, I do it out of habit, man. It's nothing personal. I'm not trying to do nothing to you. It's just that's where I like to be. And it all comes from that. It's like, look, I'm looking for that direction. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for your directly into the wind. So, there's 7 other directions there. I'm just trying to find that one that it's just a game I play.